Sonic the Hedgehog 2 hit us with a mid-credits scene that was full of hype, revealing that Shadow the Hedgehog would be in the next movie. As exciting as this was, we didn't get to hear him speak, which wasn't the case for Tails when we heard him talk in the first movie's mid-credits scene. This means that the role of Shadow has not been cast yet, leaving the door open for anyone to be his voice. Even one of his voice actors from the game, although we think it's unlikely, as Paramount might want to cast an A-list actor to bring in more of an audience. So after thinking on it, we compiled a list of the top 5 A-list actors we want to see, or rather hear, playing Shadow in Sonic the Hedgehog 3, such as Keanu Reeves. Yes, we're getting the obvious choices out of the way first. Keanu Reeves has been the most talked about actor fans want to play Shadow, and honestly, who can blame them?
So I guess you have a choice. You want a war? Or do you want to just give me a gun?
Not only does Keanu have the voice for it, but he's made a career out of playing gruff, gun-toting badasses with dark pasts. Not that we think Shadow is going to use any guns in the movie, sorry fans of the 2005 video game. That said, a role like Shadow is perfect for Keanu. His voice is soft but gritty, like most interpretations of the character, and when he yells, he makes sure to grab the audience's attention.
People keep asking if I'm back, and I haven't really had an answer. But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
There's no question that based on his previous roles, Keanu already has the role of Shadow down to a T, but Paramount might also cast him because of his box office draw. Sonic put it best in the first movie.
Yes, Keanu! You are a national treasure.
People love Keanu Reeves. He's dedicated, humble, and just an all-around nice guy, and his movies do well as a result. Him being in Sonic the Hedgehog 3 would be a win-win for both fans and studio executives. It also helps that he just recently started doing animated movies with Toy Story 4 and the upcoming DC League of Super Pets, where he plays Batman. Which brings us to our next candidate, Robert Pattinson, who appears to be the second most talked about contender to voice Shadow, and it has everything to do with his role in The Batman, in which he plays a darker and broodier caped crusader than what we're used to seeing in cinema. Shadow has done his fair share of brooding from time to time, and Pattinson definitely has the voice for that, as demonstrated during Bruce Wayne's internal monologues.
Thursday, October 31st. The city streets are crowded for the holiday. Hidden in the chaos is the element, waiting to strike like snakes. But I'm there too.
Even before he played Batman, and well after his Twilight phase, Robert Pattinson took on a diverse set of roles, mostly in independent films like A Good Time and The Lighthouse, showing impressive vocal range too.
What's to know? What's to know? You serve absolutely no function whatsoever. It's pathetic.
To judge his potential Shadow performance based only on his Batman would be unfair to say the least, as he could go beyond the raspiness of his Bat voice into newer territory, like giving Shadow a deeper, less raspy tone.
You better hold on tight, Spider Monkey.
To hear Pattinson as Shadow would be a historic event, as this would be the first time he's voiced an animated character, although this might be a potential drawback, as voice acting is a different art form than acting on camera. Given Pattinson's post-Twilight reputation though, it's something he could pull off. And I know some of you are going to bring up that GQ article where he talked about playing Sonic Adventure 2's dark storyline to prepare for Batman, but unfortunately, that was fake. Sorry. The next actor we have on this list is Keith David, and I don't know if he's considered an A-lister, but that doesn't change the fact that he's a bona fide legend in movies, animation, and video games. That is thanks both to his incredible acting abilities and deep, powerful voice. He can lower it to make an insidious growl,
Back off before I permanently introduce your face to your colon.
or raise it for an intense yelling match. It would be a good fit for Shadow, and it has a bit more bass than the other actors on this list. Actually, it has a lot more bass, enough to shake the sound system in any theater. Keith David is also the most experienced voice actor we have on this list, so being behind a microphone would just be another day's work for him. A role like Shadow would have him tread familiar ground too, since he's been in a slew of video games like Mass Effect, Modern Warfare 2, and most notably Halo, where he played the Arbiter. Although his name may not attract a ton more people to the theaters for Sonic 3, his status as an industry legend would make him a welcome addition to the cast. Let's move on to Jeffrey Wright, who is a successful character actor known for his roles in blockbusters, indie films, and television. He also made his video game debut in The Last of Us Part 2, so he's got that part in his resume down. Though he's portrayed a diverse set of characters, he really shines when he plays roles that are morally ambiguous. Sometimes you can't help but wonder whose side he's really on, as displayed by his mannerisms and most importantly, his voice.
And I will not stand idly by while innocent civilians are slaughtered on my watch.
It sounds like he could have insidious intentions, but he also might be one of the good guys. That's kind of like Shadow if you think about it. Sometimes he's a hero, other times he's a villain, sometimes he's just in it for himself. Basically the plot of the 2005 video game. Shadow's inner conflict of good versus evil could be well reflected with Jeffrey Wright's voice. However, Sonic 3 is going to be a kids movie, but Wright has shown with films like Game Night that he can have fun when he wants to.
Before we get started, I'm required to ask if any of you have any food allergies.
Now before we get to the fifth actor who could play Shadow, here are some honorable mentions.
Looks like we made it. Get ready for landing. Without the guidance system, it'll be a manual re-entry.
Why isn't it possible?
It's just not.
Why not, you stupid bastard?
I'm gonna steal it. I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
I am not in danger, Skylar. I am the danger. A guy opens his door and gets shot, and you think that of me? I am the one who knocks.
The city has become a breeding ground for suffering and injustice. It is beyond saving and must be allowed to die.
Now the final actor on our list would give Shadow an absolutely punishing voice. It's Jon Bernthal. He is the most recent actor to play the Punisher, and he was Shane in The Walking Dead. Much like Keanu Reeves, he's made a career out of playing low-talking, gun-wielding specialists with sometimes dark pasts. It's part of the reason why he's probably the third most talked about actor to play Shadow. He's got the attitude down as well as the intensity.
I know what I did. I know who I am. And I do not need your help.
Though he may not have the same box office pull as someone like Keanu Reeves, he's still a very well-known actor that can bring in more Marvel or Walking Dead fans to see Sonic 3. One might think he'd be too intense for a kids film, but it helps that he's had some fairly lighthearted roles in movies like Me, Earl and the Dying Girl and The Wolf of Wall Street.
Hey Ma, we got chicken or what?
All the while still having the edge to play Shadow the Hedgehog.
If you don't see me again, it's 'cause I'm dead.
And that's our list of potential actors who can play Shadow in Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Do you think any of these actors will land the role, or will it be someone completely different? Let us know who you'd pick in the comments below, and check out the videos on the right for more topics you might be interested in. Until next time, bye.